So, it is time for me to hand over once again to Jörn Krieger. Jörn, if you want to come up and join me here. And Jörn has the job of keeping you energized with the final panel, but he has a nice topic to talk about.
Yes,
Jörn,
and
right?
actually it's the last roundtable of the 3 roundtables we're having today, and I think it's about a topic that's of interest to everyone in this room. It's about making money with HbbTV. So we'll be talking about addressable advertising, targeted TV, and other monetization solutions with experts in these fields, which I'd like to welcome now to the stage with me. We have Nicole Agudo, Managing Director, Seven.One Media and Chief Distribution Officer at Seven.One Entertainment in Germany. Welcome, Nicole. Pleasure to have you. Please can come sit right next to me over here. Next we have Atinç Ögüt, Deputy General Manager, Consumer Electronics Product Management at Vestel in Turkey. Welcome, Atinç. Also from Turkey, Erdem Tolon, Deputy General Manager, Kantar Media Turkey. Welcome. Then we have Faruk Emre, Sales Director of Theadx. Welcome. And from our co-host, TVekstra, Tuna Gürel, Chief Revenue Officer. Welcome, Tuna. Okay, let me sit down, as I was saying, so to raise the energy back in this room. This is an important topic. We all have to earn money somehow, and here are the people that assist you with it from various aspects of the whole chain. Nicole, let's start with you. Maybe a quick update. Most people probably know your company is named Pro7.One from Germany, and you're there in various functions, been there for a long time, and always the key thing was HbbTV. And you're also here in your capacity as one of the managing directors of the Addressable TV initiative, together with your colleagues from RTL, a big pan-European initiative using the HbbTA specification for developing targeted advertising on smart TVs. And so maybe you can give us a bit of an update to bring everybody in line with your latest activities in the HbbTV sphere.
Yeah, happy to do so. Thank you, Jörn. Thank you for having me. So I will start with Seven.One Entertainment Group, Jörn, and Seven.One Media, so with the company first. Well, we are in HbbTV for a very, very long time, but as John, I think John was his name, or Jem, just explained, we switched extremely into digital over the latest steps we did, and focused very much on very, very new advertising forms to really get the full inventory over the whole, across the whole sales channels we have. And I quickly will explain that. We have basically 4, especially in addressable TV, not only focusing on HbbTV, we have 4 advertising forms. 1 and 2 are the advertising forms that are a little older and already well known in the market. It's the switch-in spot. Whenever you switch the channels, we have a broad channel portfolio in DACH. Then there will appear the switch-in channel spot. The next one is the normal addressable TV channel spot that we know it's a spot overlay we do, and with that we achieve that the target group that we target is targeted much better in a direct way, so the eCPM we generate for the advertising customers is much higher. And then we have 2 very new forms of advertising, and that's quite interesting, I think, to the audience. The one is the new big screen advertising we're doing. The big screen spot bundles every addressable TV portfolio we have, be it on Jörn, on our streaming platform, which is quite strong in our 3 markets, or be it in the linear case on every other platform, or on every other product we have. It bundles everything, and then we can sell it across various product bundles or across the whole big screen area we have. And the 4th one is a KI spot chain we have, because we created this year the first completely KI-based advertising spots. We also collect the data to even target the audiences better. And I think we also created the first virtual placements So whenever there is product placement allowed in the German-speaking territories, we create KI-based placements of any kind of product you would like to have in a show, for example. That's basically the whole new area, and there's a lot of potential in it. And then it's programmatic booking and everything is getting more possible, but I think we will discuss this later.
Thank you for this overview. There's a lot you've been doing with HbbTV and a lot you have planned. Now, moving over to the manufacturer side, we have Atinç here from Vestel, one of the global leaders in smart TV companies. What is your role with HbbTV on the form of a smart TV manufacturer?
Thank you, Jörn. So Vestel is one of the top 3 TV manufacturers in Europe, basically. Normally, you don't see the Vestel brand outside Turkey so much, but we are like the brand behind the brand. So we are an OEM manufacturer. With our licensed brands, with our OEM customers, we are dominating the European TV market by being the number 3 in Europe. So I will explain how much we are in HbbTV with one example. When it's been asked that the number of attendance for HbbTV Symposium, for the 11 attendees, one of the 3 gentlemen, one of them was my colleague, Bito-san, although he's Japanese, but he's also working for a Turkish company for these innovative solutions to follow up all these recent specifications.
He was one of the last people standing up here.
Exactly, he was one of
So he's
an
HbbTV legend, Bito-san. Have you heard that?
So this is how we are following up and how we are into HbbTV so far. Of course, in order to do this type of business in Europe, we are following for each country different. Europe is, in terms of specifications, quite strange compared to US or China. So every country has different specifications. So we are able to provide the recent and innovative solutions for each country needs. And also in Turkey, we have a huge dominance as well because it's our home ground. And Vestel, we are operating as with a Vestel in our home ground. One of the other examples about the monetization on HbbTV, what we are doing in terms of product side. On the product side, the television side, on the in recent developments, especially we have a solid market share in Europe and Turkey. Now we are trying to extend it in the MENA region. I think you may remember in the last webinar I have also mentioned about by using the recent HbbTV targeted advertisements in the MENA region. We are cooperating with Eutelsat for the Sat TV Connect. I think most of the attendees are also aware from the today's sessions. So with also following up these recent monetization opportunities, we are trying to extend our business in the MENA region by cooperating with Eutelsat. And also, as you mentioned, addressable TV initiatives. So we are also following up, cooperating about the solution. So on the HbbTV and monetization, I will also explain the difficulties in the TV market in terms of the manufacturer, how we are trying to survive.
We'll address the challenges later on.
This monetization to survive, definitely. So that's why, from manufacturer point of view, we are trying to develop all the innovative technologies, which is providing a place for these advertisements.
And I might add that Vestel has always been kind of in the front when there was a new development like HbbTV TA. You've always been like, okay, that sounds good. Let's follow up this innovation and do the best we can with it. And while I was talking about monetization, of course, it's about data. We've heard about this morning and in the afternoon about data, metadata, and this is what brings us to audience measurement, of course, and that is, of course, where Kantar is a big name globally. And so maybe, Erdem, you can tell us a bit about your current activities in audience measurement and maybe also with a little view towards HbbTV.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone. Since you're in Turkey, there are 2 common words we use in Turkish. One is mashallah, which when something happens good, to keep it safe and sound, we use the word expression mashallah. So I'm telling the crowd, mashallah, we are all very crowded and Hope we will see you again in Turkey as well. And the second word I will tell at the end of the debate so that everybody will be continuing it. As Kantar Media, we've been running TV audience measurement in Turkey for more than 13 years now. And we have a panel. And I was in Copenhagen last week. And it was a big summit for researchers. And the main question was panel versus big data. And it's been, it's a debate for a very long time. And at the end of the day, the conclusion is the hybrid data, where you merge the panel data with the census data, which is HBB data is one of the census data we might have on the ecosystem. We need to actually start working on how to combine these data sets together to create better value for our clients. Because the question of the clients is, they're asking half of my ad spend is being wasted, but I don't know which half is being wasted, so I'm keeping on with all the advertising expenditure I have. So I think with the help of the big data, such as HBB data or RPD data, return path data we might have on the market, we'll be able to actually increase the richness of our panel data and create more value to the clients. But as I say, what could be the KPIs that we should be looking for? So the first thing, of course, everybody's talking about reach, right? Reach is important. Advertisers are keen about it. Publishers are keen about it. So it's essential to understand reach. Who saw the ad or the content, for how long, where, and duplication, of course. So if you can understand the duplication, then you might be creating more efficiencies in your media plans. So the second, thing that we should be looking at is the resonance. So resonance is, do the audience understand my message? So if I speak Chinese here, I don't think anyone could understand me, right? Although I was sending the same message to the same crowd, so the reach is the same. But if the message is in Chinese, then nobody would be able to understand me. So we need to make sure that for linear, digital, or even for HBB TV ads, we need to calculate the resonance of the ad. And the third function that we should be looking at is the reaction part of it. So we reach the right people with the right message, they understand the message, and we know the OTS, opportunity to see, which is like 3 times, 4 times. But at the end of the day, we need to also understand the reaction. So reaction, when we talk about reaction, we should be looking at the return on investment, of course. So maybe MMM models, marketing mix modeling, or multi-touch attribution models can be used there. But I think HBB TV is gonna help audience measurement in all aspects. The reach side of linear advertising, you can add more. For example, we have issues with panels, right? For smaller channels, sometimes our panels are not really enough. For example, in Turkey, we have a panel of 4,000 households consisting of 15,000 individuals. But sometimes there are thematic channels, news channels, which show 0 in our panel, because in our panel, nobody watched that program at 2 o'clock in the morning. But that doesn't mean that in Turkey, nobody watched it, right? Somebody must be watching it. So we might be using HBB data or RPD data to solve the problem of long tail. For the resonance, audience measurement was always about reach, but I think it's not all about reach anymore. We should be telling our clients if they like the ad or not, if they like the content or not, right? Or we should be, we should start using HBB TV to increase granularity of our data in that term. And also, I think Cem also mentioned it as well, the reaction part, you can keep track the funnel, right? From the beginning to the end, to the sales part, we would be able to use HBB data. So basically what I could tell in terms of a researcher perspective, HBB data could be used in all aspects of reach, resonance, and reaction, which is, I think, essential for successful communication. But in the research world, we say content delivers the message, distribution delivers the reach, context delivers the meaning. But what gives impact? Trust. So whenever you do, whatever you do in terms of HBB TV providers or advertising, there should be a third party, independent party, actually delivering your results to the market, which will create more impact. Because as an independent research company, if we verify or if we calculate the reach, the resonance, and the reaction part of your advertising, or even the content part of HBB TV, it will create more impact because it will be more trustful. That doesn't mean that you're not untrustful, but if you sell and if you give the data at the same time, there might be some question marks, right? That's why you need research companies. And that's one of the reasons that I'm telling you, I think it's good for HBB companies to cooperate with companies like Kantar Media, Nielsen, Ipsos, GfK in your market, whoever delivers the audience measurement, I think is essential. And also, Turkey is a unique case because we are a JIC market. Turkey's audience measurement is being run by joint industry committee called Theadx. And there is a law, by the way. This morning, I think Radio TV Supreme Council Vice President was here. In Turkey, there is a law about how you can conduct audience measurement. There is a law. There are steps. How you do the establishment survey. How you should do the, representativeness, the audits. In Turkey, we are getting like 2 audits per month from Radio TV Supreme Council. That means like at least 24 audits per year. I think each country has only 1 or 2 audits per year, right? So it's a unique market. It's difficult to cooperate with it. But I think we should be able to show the benefits HbbTV is going to bring to the audience measurement side of the business.
I think this is really interesting now, showing that Kantar, along with other companies, we've had the experience in Austria with Teletest, now in Germany with AGF, the big German ratings organization supported by all the market players, developing this, as you call it, Trust Gold standard, universally accepted standard, is now using or looking at HbbTV to refine the existing methods, not throwing out the panels that they used to have, but making figures more accurate, and that way increasing the trust, strengthening, reaffirming the trust that people have in these figures, and that's, of course, not just important for the big players like you here, Nicole, but also for the smaller players, especially niche players, the smaller channels, thematic channels, and because they don't end up with 0 ratings any longer. When they have viewers, same what BMT is doing in Germany with the HbbTV rating monitor. The small channels, the local channels, the independent channels, they do have viewers, but it's just not made for them to have such a panel-based ratings research. And so I think HbbTV with return channel capability can there really make the difference. But it's just from my journalistic context as a bit of background for you who are not too familiar with this. And let us get familiar now with Theadx, Faruk. And I think Attila mentioned you as a partner in his presentation, but I think not many people are, at least outside Turkey, familiar with Theadx. So maybe you can give us a few words on your company and especially your activities in the areas we are now discussing.
Okay. Hello everyone, good afternoon. First of all, it will be a little bit easy for me because Attila mentioned all about us, our collaboration. So Theadx is one and only DSP, local DSP, Turkish DSP. For more than 10 years, we are selling our programmatic inventories. We have some experiences about selling media. And 1 year ago, we had an collaboration with Edmond Gürel. We became the sales house of Edmond Gürel. In terms of channels, we sell the largest inventory in Turkey, more than 100 channels in Turkey. But as Attila mentioned, I think everybody knows Attila because he assisted more than 11 times, I think, in the HbbTV Symposium. You can think us the Edmond Gürel's sales house. We also propose new business models to our collaborators, to Edmond Gürel. And we grow our sales models and media models together for more than 1 year. That's what we are doing.
Okay, so Tuna, we've already heard a lot about TVekstra and what you're offering this morning, being a co-host, obviously. But I think what would be the main fields if you had to describe TVekstra in 1 or 2 sentences? And what are the really main ways currently you're working on to do the key topic, making money with HbbTV? What would you recommend your customers?
Thank you for the opportunity, by the way. As TVekstra, we are in the market much like 8 years from now. If you would like to mention about what we can do in the market, we are separated in 2 maybe, because we are both a technology provider for the TV channels, for the networks. And at the same time, we are an ad house because we give all the analytics services for the TV channels to measure themselves, to understand the audiences, how many viewers are in the channel at the right moment, switching in, switching out, and also as an analytics tool, as all you have known that. And also we got partnered with them when it comes to their inventory. We have the right to sell their inventory as their technology provider. Today we were always, talking about the technology side of the business. HbbTV and all the opportunities, but also maybe sometimes we need to talk about how to turn it into money to monetize it. So what we do here is monetizing the inventory on behalf of the TV channels, and we know that actually it's like a must for TV channels because the revenue model is based on the advertisement, and they have all their assets, including websites, their applications, their YouTube channels, and lately, I think they are still here. We have the Google representatives here. The TV channels have the right to monetize their own YouTube accounts. So they have all their assets to monetize. But there is actually one more, and it is the live channel. But on top of their traditional, conventional sales opportunities, we have the addressable TV sales opportunities. And what we do here is actually challenging, because we are in the market like 8 years, I just mentioned. And if you know the media, the media agencies and the brands, they always ask more. You have done some pretty good projects like 2023. It isn't enough for 2024, and it won't be enough for 2026. So you have to develop yourself. You have to develop your technology. You have to think out of the box, and this is what we do actually. We develop technology. Because when it comes to monetizing the inventory, we are trying to focus on the technological development side, such as different formats, like API-based formats. We can get the API information such as financial data, live match scores, weather data. We can even get the city water reserve to turn it into an argument in the advertisement. So we do that, but we also are focusing data. Besides of the technological development for the monetization, we also focus on the data. I'm trying to shrinking my old sales pitch like for 5 minutes, so I'm trying to hold it here.
It all comes down to data, once again. That's interesting. Yeah. So what it all comes down to as well is, please, this is an interactive exchange format, so if you have something to ask, something to contribute, seems to be something on Slido.
Sure.
Owen will pop up and let you know.
I have some things on Slido, and you can raise your hand as well, by the way. One is a clarification. We have to bow down to the multilingual people we have in front of us, but sometimes it's difficult jumping from language to language. When Nicole referred to KI, it's the German term for AI.
That's right, yeah, AI.
So that question came through there.
Sorry for that.
No problem. There was a reference earlier to uplift for spot overlays. You said that, yes. So what kind of percentage uplift are you seeing?
What kind of percentage?
Percentage, yeah, uplift for spot overlays.
Okay, I can tell you that on our streaming platform, Jörn, for example, we do it on 100% of the content there. So on Jörn, for example, we do have our own, in Germany, like only in Germany, 7 free TV channels, and we do have a lot of partner channels and partner content on it too. And what we do is, on the one hand, we do DAI, and now I hope that it's not, again, the German expression, it's the digital ad insertion, means exchanging the linear ad break via a targeted ad break.
DAI.
DAI, digital ad insertion. And then the second thing we do is the in-stream piece. On the non-linear video, we add pre, mid, and post rolls, the thing that you know. And it's 100% digitized and again with 100% programmatic booking tool combined. And there is a huge uplift in the eCPMs. I can't disclose any figures, but it's much higher than the normal CPM would be for a normal TV cash ad that you would buy in. And this makes the difference. And
CPM explained?
CPM is the cost per contact, so to say. In Germany we say the 1,000 contact price.
Yeah.
But,
How much revenue or investment does it take to reach a certain
exactly. You
part
have
of the target
You
group?
have an inventory pool, AI inventory pool, and that you can reach with a certain price point. And for our partners, for example, and this would also be the case for all CTV providers, but also for content providers that we have on the platform, there is an option to, of course, get a commercial model behind that and participate in that. And this makes it quite attractive to be marketed via 7.One Media, because we also, like you, act as a sales house. We also use the normal panel and additionally the HbbTV panel to get a little bit deeper detail into the numbers. And we use that, by the way, 24/7, because it's really interesting to see the HbbTV figures. And with that, we can really target and keep the prices high. And
sure. So you said you can't, and we understand that, share exact figures. You use the word huge, but are we
it's huge.
talking huge, you know, ballpark?
Yeah.
Are we talking multiples of the CPM?
I would say like around 25% higher than the
Okay,
normal CPM.
great.
Something like that as a ballpark
We won't quote you on that.
Yeah.
That's a solid
gives us,
figure.
Yeah.
Then I have direct questions for Vestel and for TVekstra. Vestel, this is in reference to the presentation from Ralph earlier, or Eutelsat. Does Vestel get any monetization from Sat TV Connect other than selling TVs? Is there any commercial relationship with Eutelsat around Sat TV Connect?
As of today, this is a brand new project. As of today, we don't see, revenue over there, but we have what we are trying to do also for all of our, smart TV developments to create a recurring revenue. So hopefully, when the project boots up, so then there will be some revenue, recurring revenue behind it.
So it's on the roadmap there. And there's a question for TVekstra. Does TVekstra have an inventory share, or do you sell all of the inventory?
Before giving an answer to your question, I would like to add an additional information for Atinç's expression. Maybe not yet, they don't have a revenue model with Eutelsat, but we have a revenue model altogether as TVekstra and Vestel. We made a new agreement, new contract for the OEM side of the CTV inventory. So we just started selling the inventory based on the operating system because they also partnered with Vida as the operating system globally. And we got partnered with Vida, so at the end, we are partners when it comes to the CTV inventory. But also about the second question, we have all the inventory. We don't have a share. Yes, we have all the inventory.
All the inventory.
All the inventory for the 7 giant networks in Turkey.
So that clears the Slido deck for now, Jörn.
Excellent.
Hand back over to you.
Keep the questions coming. The experts are keen on responding. This is your chance to get answers from the experts in their respective fields. Let's talk about the challenges in the market. And Nicole, we've been addressing that a little bit already. I mean, we don't live in a perfect world, no matter from how you look at it, but this is now the HbbTV side of it. And as I said early on in the panel this morning, HbbTV is a standard with specifications that keep developing, response to the industry's needs, the market players' needs and requirements. And so what are the challenges you're currently facing, Nicole, as one of the legacy HbbTV users?
Exactly. So you mentioned it already, Jörn. The reason why we founded the Addressable TV initiative as a joint venture together with RTL is that we see an absolute need for a standard in the addressable TV market throughout, I would say, Europe, the better even larger, but I would say Europe for the time being. And we see that there is a lot of response, fortunately, to our Addressable TV initiative from the CEMs. We're very happy. And with that, we see that there is, because TV and also streaming, and this is also very important to realize, still has the broadest reach that can be generated for inventories in the market. And this hasn't changed. If you look at the watch time, if the percentage of over a whole month, for example, then you won't find any other medium that is so reach-driven as TV and streaming is in the combination. And therefore, we can only encourage the CEMs to work together with us to really move the open and transparent and neutral, but also like one standard for everybody forward, because this enables the broad inventory and also the CTV provider to participate in our world, in our universe, and to have a very good working relationship. And this enables us, coming back to the challenge, at the same time to compete with our biggest competitors, like YouTube, like Amazon also, and there's also others, and make us a little bit more resistant and resilient, and also with our new shareholders now, having like MFE as a shareholder right now, we have like 5 countries we're in, reaching a very, very broad audience.
And they're all HbbTV markets.
And all HbbTV markets, so it makes us a little bit more resilient and powerful to compete with the big tech
But
companies.
talking about CEMs, of course, Atinç, I have to look at Vestel. So being one of the top 3 market players in Europe, what's your position on ATVI, the Addressable TV initiative, and the TI standard with HbbTV?
Actually, we as I mentioned earlier, so we are following up this initiative together also.
So you're a friend of this initiative?
Yeah, of course, and our target is to be the initiator of this from the TV manufacturer perspective.
Okay, so you think it's a good thing to have this uniform platform first developing in Europe and then maybe expanding globally for all market players involved? Because, I mean, your scope is, of course, the global market, obviously, as the only way to survive in these days. But talking about challenges, Erdem, with Kantar, I'm sure you have your own set of challenges currently. How do you face and try to get around them?
I think the challenge that we all should be looking for, not just for Kantar, but everybody is in the room now. You know, there's a new act called European Media Freedom Act. How many of you knew about this act, which is going to be valid after 2026? EMFA. This is about how you should conduct the measurement. You should be transparent, you know, you should be diverse, you should include all the items, you should be verified. So when you do a measurement, the European Union now stands after new legislation in Europe, and I think it's going to impact all of us. And one of the main concerns is GDPR. So we need to make sure that we are all GDPR compliant. And in Turkey, it is KVKK, which is harsher than GDPR because it doesn't let you to send data outside Turkey. So it's difficult to work with cloud systems. So the cloud should be coming to Turkey. So that's, I think, one of the main challenges we're going to be facing in the industry. But as I mentioned, of course, there are opportunities as well. And in Turkey now, we just launched a new service called HbbTV Addressable. Intel data. So what we do is, on monthly basis, we report how many ads are being viewed, how many ads are being shown on HbbTV, what's the format, how many, what is the CTR, how many impressions they created, and of course the CPM data based on gross, not net rate card, but gross rate card is being given. So why we do it? I think you should be doing it in all the other markets as well, because this is a thing where you put your medium, the HbbTV, into market. So all the agencies have access to this data and they see competition. Oh, Nike is using HbbTV, and if you're Adidas and not using HbbTV, then your agency comes and says, our competitor is using it, why not use it? So this is being open to the market. So I advise you all to start, if you don't have any standard measurement in the market, and it can take time, of course, Intel, Addressable data, I think, is the easiest way to do it. The second thing that we did in the market, you know, we are researchers, so we need to collect data, right? So basically, what's in the market? You have CATI, computer-aided telephone interview. We have PAPI, paper-aided personal interview. So we have those type of methods to collect data. So what we found in Turkey, I didn't take the trademark, but I will after this event, we started an initiative called TAPI, TV-assisted personal interview. So it's basically HbbTV, right? We can collect data through the TV device. As you are watching a show, a content, or if you watched an ad or not, We can collect data if you like it or not. So it's about understanding the resonance part of it, right? If they understand the message, if they like it, what is the purchase intent? So we are now able to ask questions to the audience while they are watching TV. And of course, since we have this capability now, we just launched a brand lift study, which is for HbbTV. You can understand the brand lift of linear TV ads by using HBB technology. You can differentiate who are exposed to the ad and who are not exposed to the linear ads. And if you ask the same question and look at the difference, you would be able to tell your clients by using HBB technology, the brand lift of this campaign to purchase intent is 10%. Likability and those type of metrics can be now given to our clients. And digital is doing it now. Facebook, Meta is doing it for free. If you spend that much money, they give it for free, and Google is doing it. Now we just use HbbTV technology to be able to give linear guys this advantage, and I think it's going to work well. But the main constraint is always GDPR, so I think we should be following what's going on in EMFA and try to understand how we can actually hedge ourselves.
It comes down to data once again, and HbbTV being one of the tools behind it to generate that data. I think that's a really interesting perspective. Faruk, from your side of the market, what are the challenges you are facing?
So HBB advertising came in Turkey with TVekstra in 2017, but due to pandemic impact, it has grown with 2022. So most of the major brands are aware about this technology, but we know that some of them are still unfamiliar about HBB advertising. So let me give you some numbers about 2023-2024 comparison. Advertising investment in connected TV in Türkiye increased to 283%. And this is only the beginning. So I think this year, this number will be twice or maybe the triple of this rate. And then still, I think that we have a lot of way to go, and we have to push media agency and explain them about these technologies.
Okay, so there's still room for improvements. Tuna, what are your challenges currently in the market with HbbTV? There's the microphone. And then we see if Owen has something for us.
Yeah, sure. Actually, just like Jem, is Jem still here? Yes.
He's still here.
Jem mentioned, YouTube is actually one of the biggest challenges, as in the world, globally, and also locally here. But not just YouTube, actually, the traditional conventional TV itself is still a challenge when it comes to the monetization of the same inventory, this challenge actually depends on the nature of the brand, the nature of the agency. Because some of them are truly price sensitive. They are so stuck with the idea of the digital transformation of the TV, which is addressable TV, is still more expensive than the conventional TV buying, they say. They have right at some point, yeah, but we have lots of advantages, pros, when you compare it to a traditional TV buying, media buying. So this is what we are struggling to educate the market. And so far we have been doing very well, but it's still on. And actually there are some solutions that we developed for the market, such as hybrid TV planning. So we are convincing those kind of clients that I just mentioned, the ones with price sensitivities. We have a hybrid TV planning model, just to convert a basic CPM to the CPP. As for the ones who may not know these the terms, CPM is based on a digital pricing, digital online media planning pricing. CPP is the one for TV, conventional TV planning. So we have a way to converted. So that's what we are using to overcome those kind of challenges. And also, we are working with GEM again, with AdForm, to monetize our data. So lately we have been considered as a data provider partner as well, because as all the lady and the gentleman mentioned, we are retrieving data from TV itself, I mean the conventional TV, and convert it to the digital usage. So we just made a perfect partnership with AdForm, and we are using this ID fusion service, which gives us an upper hand to use the conventional TV spot data to understand who watched that spot, who watched that TV advertisement. And now we know that these 6 million people watched your TV commercial at the conventional TV, and we can push that data into the digital world. So it shouldn't stop there. I mean, before you start a campaign on TV commercial, as a TV commercial, and it's done. And you need to start another campaign on digital world. But now it's different. You start a TV commercial, and then we get that data, and we push it through the digital accounts, thanks to AdForm. And now they can, the media guys, the media planning agencies, the brands, they know who have watched their show on TV commercial, and they now, they say we have a marketing funnel, starting with the branding, starting with awareness, then you push that user to the conversion. Make them buy your product, make them buy your service.
Okay, activate the user. That
yes.
way.
Now we can do that, and this is actually one of the biggest challenges when it comes to compare your YouTube.
And so we're back to monetization and how to use HbbTV as a tool, and once again, data being the golden currency, I'd say, for all of these activities. Owen, do we have questions?
We have questions. One quick one for TVekstra. Do you have opt-in?
Yes, we do. Sure, of course.
Okay.
Yes, all of our users.
Yes.
Next one.
Next question for Nicole, I guess. How many TV manufacturers have been certified by ATVI for HbbTV TA?
I think it's 5 so far.
Vincent confirms 5.
Yes,
5,
Vincent
okay.
confirms 5, then it's 5. But there is a lot more negotiations going on, so there will be more soon.
Okay. Are there campaigns live with HbbTV TA, or is it older HbbTV waiting for TA to scale up?
No, it's TA.
It's TA.
Yeah.
It's HbbTV TA.
Yes, HbbTV TA.
Okay. The last one that's here, unless someone wants to come in with a comment.
Last
there.
opportunity for a question from the audience. Raise your hand.
Matthew Huntington. Yes?
With the opt-in, what percentage of people actually opt in? So how much of the audience do you lose when you ask them to opt in to receive?
Good question. How many people actually opt in?
We have the coverage of half of the population, actually. So let's say 50%.
Half
Yes.
of the population,
Half of
the
the-
device population?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The last one, I mean, really, Jörn, it's for you whether you want to put it to the whole panel, but the question is, do the panel think that banners and interactive ads are more successful, i.e. making money, now that there is better attribution?
I think that is a solution, or probably a question we can actively talk about in the networking part tonight at the awards reception, so I don't want to use up any more time. I'd like to thank the participants of this excellent panel. I'd like to thank you for being with us, and over to Owen again for some closing remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, panel. You can...